Okay, so let's do this. A lot of you guys are brand new coaches, or you have just decided, you know what, I want to start coaching. So welcome. We're so happy that you guys are here and that you are taking your business relatively seriously and you want to learn more because you're here and joining us. So we're just going to be going over kind of the simple steps of what exactly you need to be doing as a new coach, even though it can seem quite simple, but I think we overcomplicate it, and we never want you guys to think that, because what we do is so simple and it's so fun if you let it be. Um, so, okay, hold on. I just want to get that out of the way. Okay, so, oh yeah, if you guys do have questions, go ahead and put it in the chat bar. I'm someone who will not look at the chat bar until the end, so don't worry, but you can put it in the chat bar and we can go over it and answer any questions that you guys may have. So first of all, just things to remember as you start and as you get going. A lot of you guys are already doing this, which is great. You are focusing on you because that's most important, and you're focusing on your own journey. You're probably either doing MBF or maybe another program. Either way, just make sure that you are committed to a program and you go all in. Even if you like running, even if you like doing other activities, a lot of us are like that. I ran today, I didn't do MBF, but I'm still following a program, meaning I'll make up that day that was today, tomorrow. Um, and just know your excitement and your commitment is really what's going to attract people to you and give you ideas for social media content. So I get a lot of inspo and inspiration, and when I'm doing the videos and like something that the trainer says to me, I'll sometimes have to pause it and be like, oh, I'm going to jot that down, just because I feel like, oh, you know what, I'm going to share that in my stories today, or it'll help me configure a post later on. And then just know, you guys, that we as your coaches, whoever your PS coach is, we aren't here to pressure you. We're not here to make you do something that you don't want to do. We just want to run if you want to run, jog if you want to jog, walk if you want to walk. If you are like, I'm just doing this for fun, I just want to have a side hobby, why not share it with friends and family? Awesome. Like, communicate that with your coach. If you're like, no, I want to try to go all in and I'm having so much fun, I would love to make this as a business, guess what? Then we will help you with the tools to get you there. But remember, we have all been beginners, and we all feel, especially when you start out, that you don't know what you're doing and you feel so overwhelmed. So just know that's totally normal. Just don't compare your chapter 1 to our chapter 20 or chapter 50, because I've been doing this for just a little over 5 years, and I was in your shoes 5 years ago, where I didn't really know what I was doing. I was uncomfortable with posting on social media. I wasn't really sure what I mean, that Shannon was the same way. She was my coach and she was a brand new coach too. So we kind of started at the same time and just kind of failed forward and started sloppy. Personal development. So we always recommend, like, I used to think personal development, self-help books, but personally, I think what really helped me and my business and just really have a larger view of what I could do with it was, or just stay with my consistency and not give up, was reading or listening to audibles. And a few that we absolutely loved that we would recommend you guys starting is The Compound Effect, Fear is My Homeboy, and The Slight Edge. Those are 3 Audible books or hard copy books. If you're a reader, just depends on what works best for you, that I would highly recommend, not just for this business, but for overall your life and your fitness journey. Those are all such amazing books. And then podcasts, just as a reminder, there is a Team Beachbody podcast. If you're like, I don't know what Kelly is posting about on the team page for this national wake up call, which we have every single Monday morning. I don't barely ever make it on live. It's on the champions page, but I will listen to the replay. Hold on, I want to make sure everyone's muted. Okay, thanks guys. And then a few other ones too is Women Inspiring Women. That is by Melanie Mitro. She's been one of the top coaches in the network, and she's just so inspiring and just in general. And I just have learned so much from listening to her podcast or learning from her on YouTube, actually. Your Virtual Upline. This is another good one. Make Cheek Happen. And these aren't ones that you guys all have to be doing. Don't get overwhelmed. It's just kind of like, just to let you know, here are some good ones. And then I already said about the National Wake Up Call. It's every Monday. And then of course, team calls. The replays are all under files, under team calls. And we do have our monthly team call. What we just have recently changed it. We're going to be changing it to the second Wednesday of every month. And it's going to be, are we doing evenings, Shannon? I think we decided we were doing power hours every Tuesday at 1:30, and that just through this pandemic and COVID, we found that we were getting just more traction and more people able to make the daytime ones. But it'll always be posted on our banner and on our team page. Okay, so social media tips. Commit to your program and treat stories like a journal of you going through it while you're sharing who you are along the way. People buy why you do something, not what it is. So for example, I know sometimes we just want to share from the rooftop, like, I feel amazing. This is so great. Want to join me? But that's not really what people want to see. They do want you to say or see, gosh, the Kelly used to struggle with getting in a workout every single day or staying consistent. And as I became a mom of two, I wasn't making myself a priority. I was making excuses for myself that I didn't have to work out because I was a mom, or I thought I would go to the gym or Orange Theory in different classes, but I just realized that wasn't likely in the position I was as a new mom of two. So I am trying, you guys, to talk to the other Kellys out there. So that was me when I first started, was I didn't worry about what other coaches were doing and saying. I was focusing on, well, what was I struggling with, and why did I join my coach? What was it that I needed? And that's who I would talk to when I'm talking in my stories or, just posting. Your first customers will most likely be your warm market. So it'll probably be people that you already know, people that are like, ooh, what are you doing? I'm interested. Tell me more. I would love to lose weight, or I would love to have more accountability, or I'm stuck at home. My gyms are closed, right? We're in such a different position right now. But you also want to start thinking about the type of people you want to attract in the future. A lot of you guys are actually under me, under my coaches, and you are from all over. And that is so incredible. North Carolina, Toronto, Texas. Like, how incredible is it that we have this platform to connect with other people on Instagram or Facebook? And it's amazing. And then, okay, so other thing to you guys is just be consistent. You have to have focus each day. And if you're not used to posting, because that is totally the biggest thing that people say is, I'm just not used to posting. I don't know what to post about. And I'm worried about what people are going to think. Well, guess what? Myself, Shannon, all of us as new coaches, it wasn't like we started and we were amazing. In fact, I'm always looking at how to improve myself and going, okay, how can I share a little bit about my family, about who I am, not just Beachbody, but how can I also do my invites and, sprinkle it all in. So what we do recommend as you start, so you can start feeling better. And I always look at it like this, you guys, even though we do recommend 3 main posts per week to start, if you're like, oh gosh, that seems really hard, Kelly. Well, guess what? That's okay. Just do 1. 1 is better than nothing. And then you work your way up to 2. And then maybe you get in the habit of every other day you do a post. It just takes time, you guys. It's like any new job that you're doing. You're going to feel uncomfortable at first. There's going to be a lot of new lingo out there. But if you just believe like, okay, it's going to be uncomfortable for a little bit, I just know that I have to go through these growing pains, and then hopefully eventually you will feel confident and you will enjoy sharing your journey, because you're going to realize you're inspiring others. And then if you're not used to Instagram stories or Facebook stories, just try to get in the habit of it. You don't have to do it all throughout the day, but you can, take a picture, videos here and there, and you can upload them at different times when it's, works for you and your family and your life. But things that you can consider doing is share your workout clip. People love seeing what kind of workouts you're doing. Meal prep. What kind of meals are you making? How are they healthy? What kind of, where'd I go? And then with kids, just have your kids in the picture. It doesn't need to be perfect. Look at stories as kind of your messy behind the scenes, unedited type of life. Yes, when you're posting on your main page, yeah, I would recommend putting a filter on it or using an app to brighten it up. Absolutely. But in your stories, don't spend the time making it perfect and pretty. The biggest thing, you guys, is focus on attracting you. Focus on your niche and who you want to inspire. Oh, for some reason it didn't upload and change mine to 4. Oh yeah, I did. Okay. Mom of 3 boys and a girl. So for me, you guys, this is what you will see me talk about. I'm a boy mom, college athlete. I was a corporate saleswoman that went to a work from home mom. I'm a mom of 3 boys and a girl. I'm a runner. I'm a dog mom. My hobbies are running, shopping, fashion, soccer, traveling, coffee, wine, pizza. That is what you'll see sprinkled into my feed and in my stories. But keep it simple. A lot of times people, especially when you start, it's kind of like you don't really know, you know, how to share yourself, and that's okay. It takes time, but we recommend not doing many collages. Don't do a lot of writing on pics. That makes it look too busy. It takes away from the message that you're going to be writing in your caption. And just remember, you're the main subject. People love seeing Vivian. People love seeing my boys, of course, so I'm going to sprinkle that in, but you are the main subject. Let people into your world and add your personality, add value. Who is the old you? You know, what were you struggling with, or what are you currently struggling with, but you are excited to share your journey and show people how you're going to get past this struggle, that whatever it is, you know, that it is that you're going through. And then also curiosity marketing. And this is huge because I think this is something when we become a coach, you feel like you got to share Beachbody and you got to be this coach that's perfect with their nutrition and their workouts. And really, that is not it at all. People are going to relate to you for who you are, not because of Beachbody. Yes, Beachbody is a huge part of, you know, what we love, and we're going to start sharing it, right? Hopefully, and maybe you already have, but it's about this is why I love Beachbody, because it's truly what you want to make of it. But I just look at it as I'm just selling my lifestyle. I'm just sharing something that has worked for me, and I was like, oh my gosh, I can think of so many of my other mom friends and so many of my family that would benefit from this, and they might not join me right now because they're going to be like, whoa, Kelly, what are you doing? All of a sudden you started posting and sharing your journey, and they're going to keep watching me, and I knew that. Maybe from it's my sales background that I had before, but I just didn't let the crickets or people not responding to my posts or giving me much love or likes. I didn't let that bother me. I just knew I had to stay consistent. And just look at it as we're here to change our lives, right? Like that's the beauty of what we do. Work on you first and then inspire others to do the same. So many people say, gosh, if you can do it, Kelly, then I have no excuse. I should do this too. Be colorful. So I need to update this, but this just kind of gives you an idea. We call it the color wheel, and we will share it underneath the new coach call that we have on our team page, so you guys can utilize this. But this is what we recommend doing. This is stuff that should be sprinkled in what you share. Be bright, be colorful, be you. We're all different in so many different ways, and we're not just here to sell fitness programs and shakes, you guys. In fact, I think I don't even really talk about Shakeology or a lot of those nutritional stuff, I mean, I talk about our fitness programs, yes, but I do a lot of that in my stories. But truthfully, like I said, we're here to change our lives and hopefully inspire others to do the same. Become a lighthouse and shine your light. So this is kind of hard to see, but I just updated this so you could look at mine and Shannon's. If you looked at Shannon, and for those of you that don't know Shannon, you would be able to tell a lot about who she is, but just by looking at these squares with no captions whatsoever. I know Shannon also uses a preset to help lighten her photos and kind of give them the same look. But I mean, honestly, you can tell she's in the fitness. She is a busy mom. She's a twin mom, and she likes to run. There's a couple of her running. Here she's maybe having a hard type of day. You guys, you want to be able to glance at their 9 squares and get an idea of who they are. And so hopefully when you look at mine, it's the same thing, right? You see that I'm a mom. You see that I'm into fitness. I am a family person. And it really depends on what I'm sharing for that week. We always recommend hopefully trying to have a transformation photo and there's first like 9 to 10 squares, because even though you're like, well, I already shared my transformation, or I don't have a transformation, Kelly. No, you do. It might not be physical yet, but maybe it's emotional. Maybe it's, it's mentally how you feel from the inside and the outside, right? So create fans, not just followers. So I want you guys, to look at this, and I'm just going to read these off really quick, but I already said that you guys are the main subject. There's going to be some kids, there's going to be some pets, but it's going to be mostly you. Have an opinion, evoke conversation, ask questions. Have you ever felt this way, or is it just me? Ask those questions at the end or in the beginning. Let people into your world and personality, add value. How are you serving the people today? Who is the old you? What are you struggling with? What is your biggest excuse? How will you conquer it? What are you hopeful about? So when I have coaches say, Kelly, I want to wait until I'm done with this program, and then I think I want to go all in on coaching. And I always say, no, that is actually not what you should do at all. People want to see the struggle and the journey unfold, not just here I was on day 1 and look at this is where I am on day 30, join me. No, people want to see the ups and downs, why you're loving it in that moment. And like I said, it doesn't mean that you have 6-pack abs, you guys. I've been sharing my journey when I was starting my postpartum journey and 20 pounds, 30 pounds overweight. Of course, yes, I'd had a baby, but to me, it's like, no, I'm okay with sharing myself, and you get more comfortable doing that. And then here's just some that I took from another coach, Ashley Molstead, who is the #1 coach the past 2 years. And she made these slides a couple years ago when we were at Summit. And I want you guys to take a peek of where you do your photos, because sometimes I think, okay, well, how do I make them bright? How do I make them stand out? And all these photos, you guys, are either by a window. Okay, so you don't want to be backlit like how I am right now. You want to have more natural light and do different angles. If you're always taking that same selfie in front of your workout area, make sure to mute yourself. Shan, can you mute whoever it is?
Wait, why can't I see the mouse?
Hold on. Can you guys mute if you're not muted?
Okay.
Just mute yourself. I don't know why it's not letting me. Totally fine. Just make sure you're muted. Okay. So don't do the same sweaty post in the same workout bedroom. Selfie, yes, you might feel uncomfortable taking photos of yourself, but I'm just saying, like, you guys, people always ask me, oh, what do you do? Or do you have like a stand? Because I need to buy a stand, Kelly. I can't take any photos until I buy a stand. You guys, I didn't have a stand probably until about 1.5 years ago, which is crazy. They're not expensive. They're like $35 on Amazon. But I would use a water bottle and set my phone up against my water bottle against the water bottle, and I would stand back, do the timer, and do a photo. Sometimes I would have Nick take photos of me, and that was really annoying because he's like the worst, and he would give me one shot, and I'm sure your husbands are the same. And so I kind of got to a point where I'm like, okay, I just need to buy I can't think of the word right now, a selfie stand. But either way, just don't make that be your excuse. You can create pictures, you can brighten them up, do it in different ways, different areas, not the same place. Okay, I'm gonna let Shannon take it over from here.
All right, I still don't have a stand, just so you guys know.
Oh my gosh.
For my workouts, I have a ring light and I do that, but otherwise I just prop it up. So you do not need fancy equipment. All right. So social media is not just about posting. It is probably 90% about relationship building and connecting with others. So in the very, very beginning, you might do a post and get people that are like, yes, I want to join you. Now for me, for example, I put a post out there for a challenge group, and probably like maybe one person will actually comment on it. But otherwise it's in stories, it's in personal invites. So really just look at social media as this amazing tool to connect with people that are just like you, that you want to be friends with in real life. I was actually saying to my husband the other night about this girl who I would love to coach one day, and mostly because I know I'd be friends with her in real life, but she lives across the country. So that's the beautiful thing about this, is they become teammates and lifelong friends. We have something called the Business Activity Tracker, which is a system to help you grow. You're going to want to print this out, or we have a different Success Club tracker in our team page that Micah Folsom, who's one of the top coaches, has been for years, created. And what this is the activities you should be doing every single day that are income producing activities. So it's really easy to get into Instagram and be scrolling and just looking at pictures and not using it as time to actually move your business forward. So that's where this checklist tells you, like, okay, I'm going to add people to my network. I'm going to start new conversations. I'm going to, comment back to the people that liked on my photo or commented on, my post, and just use Power Pocket. So no, we are all busy women, moms, a lot of us. You do not have to sit down and work for 1 hour straight or even 30 minutes straight. Figure out what your day looks like, where you can spend 10 minutes connecting, 10 minutes inviting. If you have a bigger chunk of time, how are you going to use that wisely? And then just think about, if you're worried or stressed about, like, I don't know how I'm going to squeeze this in, think about the different things that you're doing. Are you wasting time on social media? Are you maybe watching an hour of Netflix? Could you cut that back to 30 minutes and spend 30 minutes on your business? And just know that the more work you put in, the more you're going to get out. And the beauty of it is you get to decide, but again, you will see so much growth and success if you're consistent every single day, no matter if that's 30 minutes or an hour or more. And then check yourself. So I always look at my feed. So how Kelly was saying, like, are you posting the same angle every time? And if I realize I am, I'm like, oh, need a different photo. Save your pictures. I love Planoly, and I'm not going to go into that too much, but basically you can create albums for your photos to save for the future so that it's not always on the fly where you're trying to figure out, like, okay, what am I going to post today? But save ones that would be good to use in the future as well. And then other people's stories. Are you actually connecting with these people? Are these people that you would want to join you one day? And then again, Kelly mentioned this before, don't be on your phone all day. You don't have to feel like you have to upload those stories immediately when you are creating the videos or the pictures. You can do it later. And I often do that, where it's like hours later, particularly because I'm like, oh, I just posted 4 in a row. I'm just going to wait and let it be more spaced out throughout the day. Okay, and so you will hear this a lot, the vital behaviors of coach. Just remember, you're going to fail forward and start sloppy. And I still fail all the time. And then I reevaluate and I adjust and I pivot and I try something new. Number one is you have to invite. You need to be inviting daily. That's to our challenge groups and the coaching. And the biggest thing is to figure out what their goal is. You'll hear, what is their pain point? Ask them, what are you struggling with right now? What is your main goal? And share with them how what you have, which is fitness, nutrition, an accountability and support group, and you as their coach, is the solution to what they're struggling with. An amazing community in a time that's really, really difficult. You need to be sure you're following up with everyone. So tracking is huge, especially when you're first starting out. It's easy to think like, oh, I'll remember who it was, but it might be months down the road where you're like, oh shoot, who was that person? So track. Be proof their products work. So number one job as a coach is your own journey. Using a program, drinking your shake, and just be a success story. And the more that you get results for yourself, whether that's from the Shakeology, or I literally use Energize and Recover and Recharge and the Beach Bars and collagen. And it's because I love them, but also then I am proof that it makes a difference and I can speak to it and I have 100% belief in it. And that way, when people are questioning the cost of Shakeology or anything else, I can say without a doubt why it's far better than anything else. Again, Kelly went over personal development. I cannot reiterate this enough. So much of what we do as coaches comes from the belief and the confidence that you have in yourself and what you have to give other people when you're coaching them. And if you don't have that, your results are going to reflect that. So it just strengthens you to be a better person, a better wife, a better human, and truly will help you grow in so many aspects of your life. And then recognize. So celebrate the success of your challengers, your new coaches you're bringing on, other coaches on our team page. So we have a welcome thread. You guys probably all got welcome to the team in that thread. Make sure you're popping in there occasionally and welcoming new people. when there's rank announcements, commenting and cheering at each other on, because you're going to be up there one day and it's going to be you, and we're going to be cheering you guys on, and just use other people's success as inspiration, and knowing that you can do that also. Setting business hours is huge. Treat it like a business, and set hours to work. So whether that's first thing in the morning before kids wake, while they nap, maybe it's at night, maybe it's at your lunch break. I think that this is where a lot of people go astray because they don't have a specific time. So it's kind of like, well, I'll do it when, I can. And then you get to the end of the day and you're exhausted and you never actually did it. So figure out what works best for you. And then we do challenge groups. That's usually the first focus for the first half of the month. We tend to do challenge group start dates on the the third Monday of the month. That gives you time to invite people to it, to get them their products, and get started. So this month's a little bit weird just because of Muscle Burns Fat just launched to customers. So we're having a team-wide start date of August 3rd to invite to, and then August 24th as well. And so the August 3rd one will be exclusively Muscle Burns Fat. Kelly and I are co-hosting a mixed program group right now that'll run up until the start of the next one, and then we'll separate out. So just talk to your coach if you have people that are not doing Muscle Burns Fat to get a group to plug into. Otherwise, you can plug them into our Burn Crew, which is on Facebook. The second half is going to be focused on relationship building and recruiting. We always have some type of sneak peek or sip and learn or coaching info session at the end of the month. And so that's where your focus will be going into sharing about coaching on your social media and inviting to coaching. And then relationship building as you gear up then towards the start of the month, so then you can invite them to your challenge group too. We do host power hours every Tuesday at 1:30 Pacific Standard Time. And again, that will just be one of the leaders on the team are going to walk you through the daily activities that are on those trackers I talked about earlier. And then again, typically the team calls, we decided to move them to the second Wednesday of the month at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But again, the calendar is going to be our banner on our team page. And then there's always events listed under the events on our team page as well with the Zoom link. It's always the same Zoom link for team calls and for the power hours. So your business goals as a new coach is to achieve Success Club. That's by helping just 3 people get started the way that you did with the challenge pack. And hopefully you guys know challenge pack because you got one. So it's a year of Beachbody On Demand plus Shakeology and or the performance line. Another goal you want to set for yourself is to achieve Emerald. And that is just getting 2 coaches signed up under you, 1 on each leg. Becoming a success starter means that you are achieving Success Club in at least 3 out of your first 6 months as a coach. There's some awesome benefits to becoming a success starter. 1, you get recognized at Summit. You also will earn a free ticket to Summit, which next year is in St. Louis. And now they're doing it where you will get to be a test group participant for one of our brand new programs, which is really exciting and amazing. So this is definitely something that you want to be shooting for. And then beyond that will be Diamond. And I'll talk about that in a second here. So this is just a chart of how to achieve rank in our business. The little blue dots are coaches. And active coaches have to have at least 50 personal volume in a 5-week period. Shakeology is 90, and Shakeology on Home Direct is what you want personally to have in your account so that you are not only active, but you can also qualify for Success Club. It could be 90 PV on Home Direct of anything to qualify for Success Club, but just make sure you're aware of your active status, especially as you're moving forward with rank advancements. So an active Emerald is going to have just 2 coaches underneath you. For a lot of us, that our first coach is our spouse, and then it's like a sibling or a parent or a best friend. So this is something really that is just a decision to where if you're not Emerald yet, you could be Emerald tomorrow. Rank advancements turn over on Thursdays. That's when we get paid. And so that's when you'll see that reflect in your coach office. And then we talked to the next step, then really most people kind of skip Ruby because it's just a weird one in the middle. The next one is Diamond, which means you have a total of 8 coaches, 4 on each leg, and 1 active Emerald on each leg. And you can see the green there underneath there. And really, I would say Diamond is just a stepping stone to future rank advancements in this business. But I don't want you to get boggled down with like, oh my gosh, that seems like so many people. Focus on your first one. If you have not helped one person yet get started with the challenge pack, focus on that one person and then get one more and get to Emerald. And then just do it all over again. And someone once said that this is just a business of creating Emeralds over and over, meaning that you're just bringing in 2 people and then you do it again. So just keep it so simple. These are the benefits of the different ranks. So becoming an Emerald coach has a lot of benefits. No matter what level you're at, you're always going to be paid commission for anything that anybody purchases from you. But once you become an Emerald coach, you're also going to start qualifying for the team cycle bonuses. That is based on volume. So not just commissions that you're getting from people coming in, but anybody that you're personally sponsoring as a coach on your team, or coaches that are falling underneath you in the downline is going to contribute to your volume. So as an Emerald coach, you're going to get $14 a cycle when there's 200 volume on one side and 100 on the other. I would suggest that you watch a video on this because it'll help you just understand the potential of the earnings and the possibility in this business and why Emerald is so important. You're also, if you're achieving Success Club, which is again helping 3 people with a challenge pack every month, you're going to qualify for the customer lead program. And so if you've achieved Success Club 5, you'll get assigned a customer that purchases something through beachbody.com, not through a coach. And this might be like a 3-month subscription to BOD or an annual subscription. And you won't get commission on their first order, but they'll be assigned to you as their coach. You can reach out to them, invite them to join your challenge group, and then anything they purchase in the future, you will get commission on. If you've achieved Success Club 10 the month prior, you'll actually get commission on their first order. So these are often Shakeology or performance packs. I had one lady order 5 bags of Shakeology once, and she was a lead, and I got commission on all of that. And I recently had a guy that hasn't responded to my email, but he got a performance pack, like the sampler pack, and then he ordered a completion pack, and then he recently ordered something else. I think it was Shakeology. So this is a huge bonus, and it's something that I don't think hardly any other MLMs do, which is basically giving you these free customers. Then as you advance to Diamond Coach, you get the same bonuses, and you just earn more per cycle. So you get $18 a cycle based on your volume. And then you also get matching check bonuses for the coaches underneath you. You can also qualify for, if anybody signs up through beachbody.com as a coach, you can qualify for those type of leads. And then with all of these, so you get commission from customers as they enroll. When you enroll new coaches, you also get what's called a fast or a challenge pack fast start bonus, and then fast start plus. So if you enroll 5 coaches in a 5-week period, you're going to get an additional $100 bonus. Otherwise, it's usually $50 per coach that you sign on. And then in future months, all their volume will contribute to your volume. Whereas with customers, you're going to get commission again when they order Shakeology again, but with coaches on your team, you'll get volume starting month 2 instead of commission. And then 2-star diamond is really where like everything just explodes in your business. And we don't share this to overwhelm you again, but it's where you can get quarterly bonuses. You get to open a second business center, which is just like yourself all over again. And you can place it strategically to build your own rank and your income. And then you have eligibility to get in this bonus pool, which this last quarter, I believe it was like $700. Usually it's about $1,000. And then it just goes up from there as you get to 5-star diamond and 10-star. So this is just a little visual that hopefully helps you and just helps you understand the potential. And just remember that it's not just like your health and fitness journey. It's not something that happens overnight. Most of the time, people are not going to say yes right away. It often takes people 7 to 10 exposures to hear what you're offering to join you. And just think about like how long it took you to get started, how many times your coach asked you. And often it just has to be the right timing where, you know, their back's against the wall or they lost their job. So finally coaching's the right time, or COVID happens and they're like, okay, let's do this home workout thing. But your first encounter is the most important with them. So just know that every interaction you're making with someone, you're either making a deposit into the relational account with them or a withdrawal. So don't just like throw them off your list because they say no. Think about no just as the beginning of the recruiting or the sales process. And we always say like this is not a business of selling at all. It's about sharing and like relationship building. But just use that no as a place of like, all right, like you just need more information. You need to see that I am here, I am authentic, and I am not going anywhere. I'm consistent. And you need to provide them value and show you that when they join you, they're going to be mentored, they're going to be supported, and they're going to get results. And the only way that you can continue to build, like pour that belief into them for yourself is by showing up and continuing to build that relationship despite the fact that they said no. People don't actually care about you as much as you think. It's so easy to think like, oh my gosh, they didn't respond. I shouldn't have invited them. And then they come back a few days later. Oh my gosh, I've had the worst week ever. I'm so sorry I didn't get back to you. I would love to join you. And then you think, why did I think that in the first place? So don't put too much weight on the fact that sometimes people won't respond, but by the 4th and 5th time that you invite them, they actually say yes, or it's 6 months down the road. Just stay positive and assume the best. I was actually doing this, saying to my husband that sometimes your brain goes that way of like, oh my gosh, they probably, like my mom does this all the time, but they probably got in a car accident and whatever. And it's just like, no, actually my phone died. And the same goes in this business. Just give it time and know that more often than not, people will come back around. But it does take time sometimes. There's the rare time where you invite someone from the very start and they're like, yes, actually, I've been following you for 3 years, like silently, let's do this. But most of the time they're like, okay, sure, I love information. And then you come back to them and you give them a cost and it's just not the right time. You're like, okay, so you invite them in the future. And again, just know that it will happen. And just to give it time. Don't expect that you're going to, you know, help 700 people in your first month. We all started and we all failed multiple times. We all got no over and over again. I still get no every single day. But you're going to grow, you're going to learn, and you're going to just see how amazing this business is and what it can do for your life and how many lives you're going to change by being a part of this.
I don't know why it's not working.
Oh.
Maybe usually we have something at the end. Is that it? Okay. So one thing that I wanted to add, you guys, is when I started, I didn't know anything about ranks. I didn't know how to set business hours. I was still a working mom. I just loved what I was doing. So I just was showing up and sharing my journey. So when we tell you like, treat it like a business, or, you know, this is how you get to the next rank, maybe that's not really your end goal. And truthfully, that wasn't mine either. But I can tell you what was awesome and what I did focus on were the lives that I was helping and the people that would tell me, thank you. Thanks for sharing your journey online. Thank you for inviting me. I never would have stumbled upon this if it wasn't for seeing you or you inviting me. And that was the stuff that literally fueled me to keep going. And then my income kept growing. And then I was like, oh, I can make an amazing income by just sharing my passion for health and wellness and these programs that I'm already doing. And I just decided to, instead of being a silent coach about it, I decided to be vocal and invite and get out of my comfort zone. So I'm not the most organized person. I am all over the place, and Shannon is probably close to the opposite of me. Which is why we decided to like kind of run our teams together, because, you know, we realize not everyone's going to be just like me and not everyone's going to be like Shannon. People can be in the middle in between us, but it's just nice to show you that you can have success in this business depending. Like Shannon has 5 kids. I have 4. It's insane, you guys, to think that. Yes, did I start when I only had 2 kids? Yes. But every year it was like I was popping out a kid, and same with Shannon. And our business continued to grow. Our income continued to grow. So just look at this as something like, if you're having fun, just keep doing it and enjoy it. And we're always here to help you, you know, obviously along the way too. So let's look at some of the comments just to see if you guys had any questions.
I totally agree with Kelly. And I think, like I said before, your first focus should just be yourself. And I've even said to people that are considering coaching where they're like, I'm just scared that I, you know, won't succeed or whatever. And I say, what is the worst that happens? You get to continue to work on yourself. You're a part of this incredible community. But when people are asking you like what you're doing, you're just going to invite them and to join you, and they will come. I promise. I know sometimes it feels like they won't, but the more consistent you are, all of a sudden you just see it. And that's where the book, The Compound Effect, really will hit home with you. It's just doing those little simple things every day, showing up, sharing and providing value, and just knowing that your time will come if you do the things.
Yeah, and just know, you guys, it's not just about posting. Like, 'cause I remember I've worked with so many coaches, and it's like, I'm posting, Kelly, but I'm still not getting people. Or people tell me it's the cost, or people tell me they want to join me maybe next month. And I look at it like this. If I decided to go off of what 1 or 2 people tell me, like, oh, I wanted to join you, but I can't right now, or I'm just don't have the money, or I don't know if I really am ready yet. If I like banked on those 2 people and I didn't keep showing up consistently, there's no way that I would have been able to have a team of other women who are hitting, you know, high success club numbers every month. So just know that it just takes time. It's like you're putting deposits in, you know, and you're building relationships with people. And look at who you're joined with right now. How long did it take you? Honestly, how long were you watching me or someone else, Shannon, or, you know, how long were you like scoping out my stories, her stories, or our posts and being like, all right, I'm going to message her, you know, or, okay, fine, I'm ready to try this out. And maybe it was me that reached out to you and said, hey, so that you've been watching my stories, you know, you would love this. Why haven't you tried it? And that's just, I'm not any different than you guys, and neither is Shannon. We failed so many times and so gotten so many no's, but we've also gotten the same amount of yeses because we just persist. And, so with that being said, we can unmute you guys. And if you want to ask us anything, like if there's anything on our challenge groups, just know that there's, so Raina, you will be added to, if someone's not doing MBF, you would be added to my current one, which is, it just started last week. And so it's a multi-program one. But there's always one, like I have new people that just signed up for the multi-program one, meaning they're not doing MBF, a specific program. And so just because we started a week ago doesn't mean I feel like, oh, I can't add them to my current one. I look at it like, you just got to plug them into the group that's going and tell them, hey, don't think that you're behind. We're all kind of doing a different program and everyone has different start dates. But the biggest part of what we do is just to help with accountability, help with motivation, help with inspiration. And that's the biggest thing. But if you are in a group and you have people in there, make sure that when you see them post underneath the workout tracker or the nutrition tracker, or if it's on the BOG Groups app, just make sure that you are commenting back at them and cheering them on. We're just their biggest cheerleader. That's basically what we do. And check in on them.
The last thing that I'll say is, as a new coach, and even now, I have to kind of check myself of where I'm like, oh, she has way too many followers. She would never do this. Or even friends and family where like, I don't think they'd ever like join me as a challenger, as a coach. do not prejudge anybody. Don't decide for them that they would never coach, or that they're like, sometimes I think the people that are going to be the most successful coaches are that don't do anything with it, and I have no interest in it. And people that I wouldn't expect to like want to go all in, like jump in with 2 feet. And for me personally, if my coach, who actually I got inherited by my now coach, if that girl that invited me had not invited me, I probably would have never reached out to her. I just was not the personality to like comment on something for a challenge group. And there's a lot of people out there that won't, but they're watching you and they're watching your stories and they're inspired by you. The second that you personally invite them and say, you should do this with me, I think you'd love it, they say, I want to, like, I want to be a part of this. But it really, I think it takes a lot of courage to ask somebody. I mean, as coaches it does, but for someone to ask you and say that they want to join you is a lot harder than for us to ask them. So just know that people don't get offended by it. They're often actually flattered that you want them on your team, that you see something in them, that you want them to be a part of this community. And so just know, like, I always look at it, if I don't invite someone, I'm doing them a disservice by like, I'm making the decision for them. I'm answering no for them. So just don't prejudge anybody, and just view it as a gift that you're giving someone the opportunity to do this thing that has changed your life already so much and will continue to do so.
And don't be shy. If you guys have questions, you can unmute yourself. And I just did a shout out to Alyssa and Jenny, because you guys have already been selling challenge packs and you've already added coaches, and you're probably like, but I don't know what I'm doing. It's okay. Like, you just learn as you go, right? Alyssa,
yes,
you're
that's
frozen.
exactly what I was thinking. This is Alyssa. Oh no.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Okay, can you hear
it's
me?
better now.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe it's where I am in my house. So I just have one quick question, and I do feel exactly how you just said. You're going along and people are signing up, but I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing, and I'm totally fine with that. I have more your personality, Kelly, so it's all good, and I'll try to stay focused on Shannon for how to get organized. So question though, is there somewhere on the website or on one of the groups that is, I've had one girl ask me if there's a way to compare, like if I sign up as a customer, if I sign up as a coach, like how do I get the best shipping? What are the flavors for Shakeology? Because I was just using the share a cart, if I could just message people back and forth and tell them what I was recommending, but she has more questions. And I wondered if I didn't see something that had like all the flavors listed and the different options for signing up and shipping.
Yeah, so I'm going to just go ahead and share it right now on our team page. Just some visuals that have helped me with, because I used to just write out like, and I would have it saved on my notes section, and then I would copy and paste and say, here are the different flavors. But now I just send them a visual. And because usually my conversation, I don't always take it to email. I will get their email, obviously, to input their order, but a lot of times I will just say, if the conversation's going so well in DM, whether it's Facebook DM or Instagram DM, I will just send them like a few videos and be like, yeah, this is what it entails. Here's the video. Let me know if you're interested. And then I will send them a visual of Shakeology options, also the MBF options, and what I personally recommend too. And then also I know Kim posted it yesterday or the other day too, of like, how to share the different types of coaching or coach options there are, like discount, hobby, business.
I saw that one, and that's what inspired me.
I'll go ahead and share the few that I like to highlight. I'm just going to put it up right now, you guys, on our team page, so you can see, and kind of just. And I know,
There's also
this. Go ahead, Chan.
I was just going to say in the Google Drive also, there's a written out version too of like comparing customer versus coach. So just however your brain works, like if you're visual, and that is a lot easier sometimes, but if you are an email, instead of like doing an attachment, sometimes I'll do a short snippet of like, these are the two options of enrolling. Most people go with the first choice because it makes good sense. You get 25% off. You're plugged into our community. It's easy to cancel, no obligations to coach. But if you want to, you can earn like 25% to 35% commission, whatever. Customers, you're still going to be in my challenge group, whatever. You just don't have the excess stuff. So there's verbiage for it as well as the visual. But the visual is good because it does show like how much they're saving. And in the verbiage too, it's like compared to a customer, you're going to save at least $16 a month just on the shakes alone. And then if they're getting like pre and post workout, it's even more than that. So that's in the Google Drive as well.
Perfect. I haven't been in the Google Drive, so I'll go check that out. That sounds helpful. Thank you.
I was going to screen share really quick just so you guys can see how you can get to a lot of important stuff. So let's just say I have it saved. Like when you look at here, I have the fit and balance. This is our team Google Drive. So I save it to my favorites, but let's just say, hopefully my internet's not too slow. Because I didn't want this to go over an hour. Of course, it's taking forever. Oh, here we go. Okay. Did they just change Facebook and the way it looks when you're on desktop? I'm not liking it. Okay, it's not working. So I'm just gonna show you guys what our Google Drive is. But you can find, like if you wanted to be like, well, how do I find that? And how do I send it to my coaches? If you go to our team page and go to announcements, you're gonna see the main things that we want you guys to see. Basically where we welcome new coaches, that banner, you're gonna see, like right now we have something for Team Cup there. We have a really cool thing that we just had configured for you guys. Basically it's like someone's interested in a challenge group. Now what? We have a really cool PDF that you can share with them. But just make sure that you go into our announcements and you can see like, oh, this is where I can get the Google Drive. And, we have all that there. But it's kind of, this is the hard thing about coaching, I guess, when you're new, is that there's so many tools and resources out there, which is a good and a bad thing. Because you can be like, myself as your coach, I never want to throw too much information at someone and then they go, oh my God, what? I'm not even going to start now. So I don't share it until people are like, hey, how do I do X, Y, Z? And then I'm like, yes, we have that. But here is our team Google Drive. And I just want you guys to see how amazing this is because we have scripts and we have amazing things on here. So if you're like, how do we get paid? We have all stuff on here, like new coach things to know, ready to announce you're a coach. We have scripts to help you, how to sign up a customer coach, new coach, next steps, social media, do's and don'ts. And then, I don't know why it's, there we go. And then down here, if you go challenge group, is this it? Challenge group guides. This is where you'll find a lot of guides. If you're like, I think I want to do my own group, Kelly, because maybe you want to get a bunch of your friends and do a one where you're leading it, you could easily do it. We have so many different guides on here to help you. And then we always have one too for basically the program that we're launching as well. But this is just so you guys can see a ton of the tools that we have to help you along with it. And then this is where I'm like, Shannon, where is our MBF one? August?
I'm not sure where it got housed. I kept having to just search in the drive and then it would pop up for some reason. I don't know why.
Maybe it's somewhere else.
I think if you just do the search in drive and put in MBF, you'll find it. I don't know why I don't know. It was like hiding.
Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff on here. But if you search in our drive, look at, I just did MBF and you're going to see all these different tools, you guys. We have emails, like if you want to send a new coach an email after they sign up. We have visuals on here, things that you can use in your stories. Oh, here we go. A lot of images. Like this is the one that I was telling you guys that I've been sending to people down here. I'll just open it really quick. And I save this to an album on my phone. And so for example, this is completion packs are different from challenge packs. Completion packs are when they already have Beachbody on demand. but they want to add MBF. I know you guys, a lot of you guys actually did this option. But anyway, I just wanted to quickly share that because, you know, the Google Drive is a huge resource for all of us. And then what I was going to show you is what I like to do is make an album for, let me find it here. So my albums, and it has MBF. And so when I'm sending someone info, like I don't have a ton on here, but I just have the main things that I found myself sending over and over again to people who were interested. So I have like the discount hobby business coach on there when I was talking about why you have to sign up as a coach first. But if they're like scared of coaching, don't worry. You can be a discount coach. And that way you get the 25% off the following month and the next month. And then I just find that for me, I've always just been someone that likes to copy and paste. I do a lot from my notes section or Google Docs, but you'll find yourself kind of using the same message over and over again. And if that's the case, or you have the same objections, then just start putting it in a note section. And that way you could share it and be like, you know, this is why I prefer this, or this is why I like this, or, you know, and then you just can quickly send it off to them. I also, in my album section, I have like my postpartum journey, one that's labeled so that way I can easily grab photos like along the way to do before and after photos. You know, if there's just, you can have one that's on coaching and you can have it with like the images of the discount hobby business coach, just little things like that will hopefully help you. Something that's worked for me. All right. I hope that was helpful, you guys. And I always say this, everyone that's knows this already, and Shannon's like, I heard you say this so many times, but I always say that action breeds confidence and action breeds fear. So there's a lot of you that I know that I've spoken to that are like, I'm just not good at this posting thing, or I'm just scared of like, what is so-and-so gonna think? And the only way that you're gonna combat that is by taking action and eating that frog. Like, you just gotta do it. You just gotta peel the Band-Aid off and be like, like really, I remember telling Nick when I did that first post, I almost said, what am I doing? I'm going to delete it. No joke. He had to tell me, what are you so scared of? And he's like, are you worried about so-and-so things? Are you worried about like, what are you so scared of? And I was like, I don't know. I really don't know. It's just awkward. It's just different for me to be sharing myself and my journey. And he's like, you're fine. You're going to live. This is something you're passionate about, Kelly. And then you guys, like I said, you start helping one person and then another person, and it just fuels your fire, and it's just so fun. So we're here as one team. We're here to help you and guide you. Don't ever feel like we have it completely made and we're perfect with everything. We're not. We, like Shannon said earlier too, like we're still learning and growing and learning from the best and different people too. We hope you guys know that. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to end the recording.